There we go, and we're on. So it's interesting. You can see the footprint chart as it's breaking out of resistance. You can see the green dots here. It's telling me there's an imbalance, more buyers and sellers. Zoom in further. All these little green dots. Every time there's a green dot, there's a massive imbalance. More buyers and sellers by 1,000%. That's the setting I've got on here. So let's see how that goes. I'm not going to sit here and try to catch breakouts. I'd rather wait for it to break out, come back and retest and look like this at the bottom of that retest where you have these red dots where there's more sellers than buyers, and then the price pushes up from there. So this will be entertaining at the open. Let's see how volatile it truly is. Again, it's natural gas. It's a very unusual thing for most people to trade, I think, especially retail day traders. But I see massive potential in it. Alert ringtone bugs you guys, let me know. I'll shut it down. I don't think we'll be getting too many of those today. There we go. It's 9:30. Yep, and it looks like a screenshot. Most other things are probably jumping around it. Wow, look at that. You can see all the colors here, right? It's telling me there's lots of movement and activity. But right here on MNG, natural gas, it's absolutely stable. You can see it here. So when it's not moving, when it's not doing anything, what do you do with it? Basically, don't touch it. Just leave it alone for a bit. Here we go. Tiny bit of activity, you saw that? That's funny, when I'm trading when the New York session is closed, this is kind of what the charts look like. You can see the pace of movement. A lot of it just behaves like this, which is, it's like trading a screenshot. And you know what? I like it. It's very simple to just sit there and read the action, make up your mind whether there is a potential or an opportunity to put on risk or not. It's quite the opposite of what most of you guys are trying to do, right? Trading the open. I see huge potential in it. Anyways, let's zoom in, get some real insight with these footprint charts. So yeah, that candle that did the breakout, this was the largest volume right here, the white row, and you can see lots of volume, and you can see these white lines, and between these lines is where 70% of the volume was during this candle. Now, see, this candle came down and there was an imbalance, more sellers than buyers. And what's interesting is when you have more sellers, it should go down. It did not. It went up so far instead. And has even gone higher than the value area here on the previous candle, right, where all the volume was, higher than that 70% area. And what's also interesting, what I like to see here is that the once it got above it, it's actually printed more volume, higher up. So the volume was here, now it's up here. That's giving you a good indication that looks like the breakout's on its way. So there you go. So you're not just looking at the volume bars at the bottom of the chart, you're looking at every price point, what's actually going on. You can see it's starting to print some imbalances here, more buyers and sellers and moving up. There you go. Now more buyers and sellers here. When you have more buyers, ideally it should go up. Let's see what happens if it continues. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to catch these breakouts, but it's good to observe how it breaks out, because I think this is telling you if it's genuine or not. I'll wait for it to come all the way back and retest somewhere in this area, and then catch a retest. So there you go. You know there were buyers here, but so far pushed down. So that's about as much momentum as there was on this breakout so far. And let's see what happens. And these are the 100 tick charts, so they're actually really small candles. Even with that, you can see how slow this thing moves. Again, it is natural gas futures. It's not NVIDIA or any of that stuff that you amateurs like to trade. Thing. You know, another fun one is if you zoom back on this, And you can see during its consolidation, if you're identifying this higher low, there's your first low, there's a higher low. You're just looking at the same activity we've seen on the breakout. This is a area where I would more likely enter than up here, anticipating the breakout during the consolidation based on the activity in the consolidation. That's something I would probably do more of moving forward. All right, now we have, as we saw, more buyers and sellers up here, but look at that, straight back down, and it's getting stuck right where there was heavy volume in the previous candle, right? 70% of the volume was right in here, sitting just up above that area. So let's see. And for me, none of this is good enough to be called a retest. Still too early. In the meantime, anyone got anything else you want to look at, you want to discuss? Please do let me know, or share your screen, whatever you like. It's all very interactive in here. Here we go. So this candle closed, and that's 100 transactions. And so it closed. You can see how slow it is, right? It took 100 transactions, took all that time. Close the candle. You look at some other stuff like the SPY, you probably have a candle closing every 10 seconds or so. So let's do that. Let's look at the SPY. Let's see. It's not in the area that I like, but we'll look at it. There we go. So we had the open. Wow. How many minutes is it? It's been 5 minutes since the open, and look at how many candles it's printed already. Because this is the 100 tick chart. It's printing a candle every couple of seconds. This is fun. Might as well look at this a little bit. But overall, it's not in an area that I like to trade. It's not at one of the levels I have in mind. And the levels I have in mind are here on this 30-minute chart. You can see those big white lines. In between, look at that 30-minute chart. It's all just chop. I don't want to play with this. You may catch a breakout upside or downside, most likely to the upside from a pre-market area, but that's a small move anyway. So I'm not interested. Anyways, these 100 tick charts are very curious things. If you really want to get into scalping, I think these charts are very useful. Look at the pre-market, it came down and found a pretty obvious bottom right here. And then at the open, it jumped up right away from that bottom. So you can identify this as support. Then when it comes back down into that area, you can see it's putting in higher lows. So let's zoom in here. This is all in the second minute or so. It put in these higher lows, and sure enough, with these higher lows, over here you have the red print or the red highlight, where there's more sellers than buyers, but it moved the other way. So there you go. You have a higher low with confirmation. Next time it comes down and does that, this is here. You may be interested to get long and take one stop out. And then it does that again here with that highlight. And as it pushes up, it's probably in this area by the time you may have the confidence to take the entry or the stop below it. And this time you get a little scalp out of it. So it's all very fast though. I mean, these candles are printing every few seconds. But again, if you really want to get into scalping, use massive, massive size and leverage, and then capture tiny little moves. Well, I think this chart works. I think it makes sense if you train yourself to read it really fast. You can see here it's going down, but there was no imbalance up here, so I wouldn't trust it for going down. Like it to pull up, put in an imbalance where there's more buyers and sellers, and it goes down from there. That's where I'd be interested. And that hasn't quite happened yet so far from everything I see. Yeah, can't trust it. Just cannot trust this thing. But again, you can see how fast this moves compared to what we were just looking at, right? The natural gas futures. And that's the one I'm actually interested in right now because it's in the right place. Everything else moving up. More buyers came in, but I don't see the bottom side imbalance where it bounced off big sellers. Oh, there's your imbalance right there. I see it now. There it is. And then it pushed down. Your entry was 2 seconds ago. Let's stop above there. If you want to trade like that. See that imbalance right there, and it went down. And the confirmation was in this area. By the time I spotted it, it was already here. And then slamming into a support zone. Did that. The whole trade's over in like 5 seconds. Oof. I'm moving firmly away from this kind of trading. Anyways, I think this is more insightful. If you're interested in really scalping and getting in and out fast, you really need to see the basically the order flow, the way the market orders are interacting with the limit orders, and you can get that insight right here on these charts. It's far more useful than VWAP or 9 EMA or all that stuff you've been fed. You know, I've tried all that. And this is more accurate. So the MNQ is doing it probably similar to this. Yeah, you can see the speed of it, same idea. Well, there's an imbalance at the bottom. If you had a support zone there, pushed up, double bottom, pushed up. There you go. There's your long on MNQ. What was it, 20 seconds ago? Pretty wild, huh? Another imbalance.
I'm sorry, what kind of a chart is that?
This is called blowing up your account chart. That's the footprint chart.
Wow.
It's a footprint on 100 ticks. So it's not even based on. Yeah, so it's really fast. I mean, when you're looking at these major indices, that's fast. But you can see this double bottom here, right here on this MNQ. This was easy to spot. This happened. What time is it now? I'm lost. This happened about a minute and a half ago, right here. Catch that bottom and go. You're done. So it's intense. I think it's useful if your mindset is for this sort of thing. But really go to the 30-minute chart. And the reason I'm not bothered with it is because look at that, it's all just a choppy mess. Only if it gets to one of these bigger picture levels, then I'll zoom in and start paying attention for a breakout or something. But again, if you really want to scalp, I mean, this is it. It's right here. You can see how simple it is. This looks like a big move. And for scalping, this is a decently large move. Your entry is probably in this area. Stop right below it. It goes in this area. Resistance take a little bit off. And the major target is up in this area. See an imbalance there, just take the whole thing off. You're over. Yeah, and that happened in a tricky zone. If you had a level there. Anyways, I am using these charts, but for a different purpose. Let's go back to MNG, which is the natural gas futures I was looking at, because my alert did go off as it got up to this level. And so the breakout has happened, and it's done that little pullback. Seems to be close to bouncing off of that previous little high, but no bounce yet, right? Just gotta wait on it. You can see how much slower this is. While the other charts in these first 10 minutes has printed, I don't know, 50 candles. Here we've only printed 2 candles, not even closed the second one. Because they only close when there's 100 transactions. So you can see there's literally no interest in this, no activity. So even if the setup is all here, I don't think I'd be getting into a position here. There's just no activity. So there we go, there's that. Well, what happened to the crypto chart? I was long on Bitcoin futures for a while. There it is, I'm still long. Bitcoin futures. This is where'd it go? Yeah, so I got the entry in this zone. The stop is just a little better than break even now. Targets are overhead. All these are targets. And so far it's gone, but chopping around close to the stop out area. That's a shame. Doesn't want to go, huh? Again, this is one of the advantages I like about these footprint charts is you're able to get really tight entries. I've noticed all my entries are tremendous with these footprint charts. So that's one good thing. Next step is trade management. Figure out how to take profits. But again, crypto, you can see it's much more active than natural gas. Fun, huh? Fun. How many guys in here are looking at footprint charts? Nobody, I bet. Maybe just a few of you.
I don't have the subscriptions yet.
Oh, yes. You gotta get it. I just got it yesterday.
But I really like it. It's very insightful, especially as you mentioned with the entries, the trade management, things like that. It can make a big difference. Tighter stops.
Yeah, yep. I think it can. That's the whole reason I'm into it, because you can really, just get precise entries for the stops really tight, which then massively expands your RVR. There you go. Got the break-even stop out there on the crypto futures, Bitcoin futures. Didn't want to go today. Let's cancel all these orders. Yeah, very, very useful charts. I strongly recommend it. And take the 2 hours that it takes to figure it out, guys. Come on. It's not going to take you 2 years to learn how to read this stuff. Don't be silly. And here in the last 10 minutes, I showed you how to read it. Come on. It took me 2 hours to learn this. I think I'm a pretty slow learner. So, not a big deal. All right, so what else is on the move here?
I took a short on the NASDAQ.
NASDAQ and NQ. All right, let's see.
Yeah, on the break of the 25, 350.
Oh, further up here. There, I see it. Nice. Nice. There you go. Look at that. You're rocking this.
Yeah.
Very nice catch.
It looked really good also on the 30 minutes.
Did it?
Yeah, on the 30 minutes, it's like it tried to break out and it failed. It put the bearish engulfing, and after the bearish engulfing, I just took the retest for it.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, you're basically, fake out going down. Nice. Yeah, that works. Playing the volatility. Good stuff. All right. Yep, and it's back. Oh dear, excuse me. That's the alert. The NASDAQ has hit that level. I may have to reduce the volume on this a bit. It's a bit loud. Oh, there you go. So now see it hit the level now when I should zoom in, and the reversal already happened. But let's see. Happened so fast, didn't even look at it. So there's your imbalance. Look at that at the bottom, and sure enough, up from there. Huge, right? All this happened in the last 1 minute as we're looking at it. That big imbalance was right down there. You can see it on the chart. Boom. All right. So the overall picture is that it's going down. As it interacts with the level, I want to see how it interacts. So far, it just bounced off. Found buyers. Let's see what we find. Five's not going to do it. Flip it like a bit closer. All right. So the buyer's lower, now the buyer's higher. You can see we're getting these red dots here in balance. I'm not convinced to go in any direction with this thing yet. Into the higher high, but let's see. There it is. Now what do we have? Imbalance right there at the bottom. Right there. Pushing upward, going through. Oh, there it is. All right, as your entry. Try to take a long there. Stop would be right below it. Stop right below the imbalance right there. Let's see if this makes any sense. I think it's too aggressive. That's not normally what I would do, but let's see. Double bottom would make, there you go, took the stop. That's a nice thing, right? You get to quickly get a resolution. So now it's looking more weak than anything else. I'd wait for it. Let it come back up, retest. So I had the idea.
You're trying to squeeze me, man. You're squeezing me.
I'm squeezing you. It's going down. I went long. It's going down. Yeah, you got the right entry, man. Way earlier. Way earlier. That's good. This is the entry area for the short. If there's a short in it, find that imbalance. It's so fast. When it's so fast, it's just harder to read. Right there, but it's not going down, so it's hanging around. Nah, can't touch this. And if this is too fast, then go switch over to the 1,000 tick chart. It's 10 times slower, which is also still fast. Where?
Success on the 500, especially in the first hour of the market.
The 500 chart, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Going slower. Makes sense. Yeah.
And during London session and Asia, I used the 100 tick.
Yeah, the 100 tick makes sense when the New York is closed, because I've noticed it's almost like a screenshot. This is just unusually fast. You can see it's getting choppy right here in this area, right? Made a lower low, it made a higher high. Now I don't want to touch it. Made one little attempt on the long as I saw the imbalance continue, but didn't want to go, and that's it. Now I'd say leave it alone. It's not healthy. But that was good, Tarek. You got that entry way up above, up there, coming down. So this is the level I'm interested in. If it puts in a setup, I'll see. But it goes down. Lower lows. So on a 5-minute chart, you're probably getting a reverse ABCD or something like that. Lower low. If it goes up, makes a higher high, then roll things off again. Anyways, there you go, guys. You can see how interesting this is. It looks fast, but once you train yourself, you practice enough, nothing's impossible. So this is interesting. You had a low here, it broke down, and then here's your retest. Came down again. Where is it at? The retest zone again now. Yeah, and printed a high. It's not so interesting. Again, more choppy than anything into my eyes. Just zoom out a bit. And just leave it alone for now. So even though it got to the level I like, it hasn't given me a neat one. But let's go to the 1,000 tick. Let's see if that would be more insightful and easier to trade. I bet it's going to be easier. Could be 10 times slower. Yep, it is. So on this one, what you're seeing is lower highs, lower lows, everything pointing downward, right? So in this chart, then you get interested for the short if you find an imbalance like you did up here or up here. But now again, it's not made a lower high, it's made a mildly higher, just printed 1 tick higher. Big mess. Leave it alone. There you go, guys. Now you know why I'm not so active at the open anymore. I'll come and trade this stuff at noon, no problem at all. The open, you just run into this. And those setups that happen later, they're huge, you know. Look at this chart here, 30-minute. And those setups that I'll come back later for would be, for example, on the MNQ here, you have, it looks like it may be breaking down. It'll come back and retest, then get the big one down. That's the one I'm waiting for. Not this little scalping stuff. But again, for scalping, you know, it's there if you like it. Tarek, you still in the short? Still holding on to all this?
No, I just bailed on it 25 to 48 when it rejected the 240 levels.
Okay.
It will pull back, and I'm not sure how the pullback will be like.
Yeah.
But if it loses, it might go to 160.
Down here, yeah. But overall, I mean, it's generally downward, but more than anything else, I think it's just consolidating before it makes its next move down or up. Probably going to be down. And for now, at least on this chart, you can see there's no room to the left. So I wouldn't put a risk on now on this tick chart. It's super fast, huh? See what happened to natural gas. That's the one that I had in mind. And I was looking at a 100 tick on this one. And what do we have? It's almost half an hour or so since the open. And this thing printed just 3 candles so far, 2.5. It looks like a decent breakout, but that's it. It's just sitting there. No activity. Anyways, that's that. Oh, and one thing we were discussing earlier this week, guys, a couple days ago, was these alerts. So you can see I got alerts here on TradingView, and one of the things was to bring these alerts into our Discord, where we, as I put them on, then the bot or the program, whatever, just put that alert into Discord, so you guys can all see it. That's the level that I'm paying attention to. And we got one guy in here who's already figured out how to get that automation to work. So let's see if we can get that rolling in the next couple of days. Does that sound interesting? You guys want something like that? Let me just alert you to levels. I don't believe in trade signals. I think that's terrible. But yeah, just simple levels to know. Well, at least that's an area of interest. Good. We'll do that then. And not just for me, but Sujit uses TradingView as well. We can get his alerts on there as well if he wants to, or anyone else in here as well. Then we get some real insight on what everyone's thinking, right? At least all of us in our group. I think that'll be useful. News at 10:30, natural gas storage. All right, thanks, Tarek. News at 10:30 on natural gas. How about put on the long now? And come back in 2 hours and you've made $1 million.
Natural gas traumatized me, Avi, because when I started trading, and I was watching some video and the guy talking about natural gas and saying like, okay, it's winter, it's cold. This is the coldest winter in Europe. This is the coldest. So I bought options on UNG, and they just tanked. And this is the only winter natural gas didn't go off. Man.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Be careful. Listen, I'll give you a small little thing here, little tip. Don't take advice from the pretty weather lady on the TV. Okay, please. It doesn't work. It's cold. It's hot. It's cold. It's hot. No, you're gonna run into trouble. Oh my god. Yeah, it's interesting. Natural gas. I've been invested in it for a long time. Since 2017, I've been accumulating positions in natural gas across the natural gas industry, LNG storage, tankers, everything. And yeah, it doesn't. You do see the cycles between summer and winter, but they seem to have dampened out, I think. And it's just a bigger long-term perspective of the global energy situation, more than winter and summer anymore. At least that's my experience with natural gas so far. And I check in on the portfolio every quarter or so, and that's what I see. Joseph, how do I like TradingView so far? I like it. I like it. It has everything I need and a lot more, which I'm not going to get into until I absolutely have to. My style, I like to keep things very simple, 80-20. And for me, 80-20 right now is simply these footprint charts. And even more interestingly than that is what I'm doing now is using footprint charts with levels. What I'm trying to figure out is how to not use levels and just use footprint charts. And so how to identify when there is an absolutely massive imbalance where the price is about to absolutely turn around. And then what are the confirmations for that? That could happen anywhere on the chart. So then now having alerts for that or figuring out what's the criteria for that and how do I pick it up. Those are a few things on my mind. So yeah, I think anyways, it's all available here and TradingView has all the tools. So yeah, it's good so far. And I don't need that super fast execution for TradingView Open and all that stuff. I don't need direct access to the exchange. So no big deal. This is natural gas. What happened here? There we go. Again, the setup here on natural gas looks really interesting. Down to up consolidation with these higher lows to break out. That's a 30-minute chart, and this is it's the 100-tick footprint chart. Same idea, fractal pattern, down to up, higher lows, ascending wedge, breakout. Wait for the retest. Anyways, we have news in about 30 minutes. for natural gas. See what happens. Learning about footprints, Joseph. Good. You'll learn it in about 15 minutes. It's not that hard. And I just did it right here. And all this last 1 week, 2 weeks, I think, every time I come online, at least I'm sharing these charts and talking about it. So if you want to just look at those videos, you'll at least get the 80-20 of it. That'll take you a long way. And then yeah, you can dig into further details. It's not very complicated. You got to know what to think about. And the way I'm thinking about it is just it's simply how buyers and sellers are interacting with each other. And there's two different kinds of buyers and sellers. There's market buyers and sellers, and there's limit buyers and sellers. So once you start looking at all the information on your screen and trying to decipher how it is market buyers and sellers interacting with the limit buyers and sellers, then we get a lot more insight. That's what I'm really using here. It's been really incredible. You guys have seen the screenshots I keep sharing it, the trades I've been getting into in the last 2 weeks or so. All the entries are tremendous. It's like 100% win rate almost with the entries. I mean, every time I enter, it goes in my favor quickly. So then de-risking becomes simple. Even if it doesn't go all the way to the target, it comes back against you, but at least you de-risk it. So there's a lot of break-even stop loss. Great. I'll happily take that. And a few that are runners, man, that's great. You know? So that's what I'm able to achieve so far with this stuff. And I like it. Yeah, Joseph, ticks are something else. I'm overlaying ticks and footprint charts, and I like the information the way it's presented. And yeah, TradingView has all kinds of subscriptions to get the different information. But tick charts make sense to me, much more than time charts. Much, much more.
So which plan do you have right now?
Whatever's the highest tier one that they've got, premium, ultimate, I don't know what.
Ultimate.
Ultimate, because because I have premium and I couldn't get the footprint like you have. And then I did some research, and it's the ultimate is the one that is the next upgrade.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. And they're having a huge discount now. Like,
Yeah.
I think regularly it's like $3,000 for the year or something. I paid something like $500. Just did it yesterday for the whole year. So a massive discount, and that's it. You got it. Yeah, take a look if you're interested. And again, TradingView is not the only one. There's so many other platforms that have footprint charts and tick charts if you want to look around. I have no experience with them. I haven't looked around, but I know they're out there. All right, what do we got here? It's just past 10, so we'll end this one. And we've got the candlelight session later tonight for you guys. It's 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 a.m. for me in Dubai. So keep that on your calendars. That's in a few hours from now, probably an hour or so. And we'll have some fun with that. Anyone got any questions? Anything you want to discuss before we end this one? Everyone good? Everyone's an expert on footprint charts now? Yes. It should be. Yeah. Good stuff.